Today on Inside Tuscaloosa City Schools, the City Schools has a new man at the helm. See what people are saying about our new superintendent. Plus, find out what teachers hope for this school year. And check out exciting highlights from the 2015-2016 year in athletics. All this and more is coming up now. Hi, thanks for joining us today on Inside Tuscaloosa City Schools. I'm Eddie McClinton. In July, the Tuscaloosa City Board of Education selected Dr. Mike Daria as the 13th superintendent in the history of the school system. Daria has 20 years of experience in this school system as a teacher, assistant principal, executive director of human resources, and assistant superintendent of general administration. People took to Facebook and other social media outlets to display their happiness over the board's decision. And that included a host of TCS employees as well.
I am very excited about Dr. Daria being named the superintendent, and there's several reasons for that. One is he's got proven leadership. He's been with us for a while, he's got a great track record, and also with all of our moving forward and the demographic plans that we have, I really feel like there won't be a gap. That'll be a seamless transition for us.
I know that with him, it's the care for the organization, care for the people in the organization, and care for the students that we serve and the community that we serve. There's no question in my mind that the leadership he's going to bring is going to serve in all of those areas.
He has high expectations, and he's willing to demonstrate the perfection that he expects for all that works with him and for all students. He is one who doesn't just speak about what he wants, but he's willing to model that.
He's been here for a long time. He knows a lot of people. He understands the culture, he understands the background, he understands the different dynamics. And that's important. You know, it's important to understand your clientele so you can move forward. So I know he'll do a good job.
He's such a supporter of the fine arts that I knew that the initiative that we have wanted to do with the fine arts was going to succeed and continue on going and growing. And just the fact that he's so supportive for anything that improves the children, I love.
Me personally, I love it because he was my immediate supervisor. I have a great working relationship with him. He's a people person. That's what I like most about him.
The employees trust him. Teachers, the custodians, the office staff at the central office, the principals. He keeps his word. He is very supportive of us, and we were very excited about knowing that we would get to work for him.
I was so excited. This is a man who understands the system, has a plan for the system, knows how to work with the teachers and the principals, has an excellent working relationship with us. And we feel like he is in tune with Tuscaloosa City Schools because he's so aware of every aspect of the system.
I was so excited. I was so excited to know that we had someone that knew our system and that was truly invested in our students and the goals of our district.
This is an incredible community. So to have support as a community and as a school system to do the work we're going to do is absolutely, it is absolutely rewarding, but it's also, now it's time to produce, it's time for results. And that's what our community and our school system and our board, that's what they want and that's what they deserve.
Well, Dr. Daria is known as someone who cares for TCS employees, but he's also known as a very hard worker and someone who's always on the go.
He's definitely a fast-moving, on-the-go guy, and that's definitely what we need for our system. Someone that listens and understands our concerns and acts on any conversation that we may have with him.
So he's always on the go, always doing something, always making things happen. So I think he's going to be a great asset for the system.
He doesn't waste time. It's not just that he's fast-moving, fast-talking, but he's also a man of action. Get it done, and let's don't waste any time getting it done.
Oh yes, he's always trying to find new ways to improve the city schools, and he's always asking people, for their opinions and getting from one point to the other. And anytime I'm at central office and I see him, it's like it's not even really a full shot of him. It's just a blur.
Man, he moves fast. Got hardly to take a break for anything. Only person I know work more hours than I do.
Dr. Derry always has something going, and he has a plan, and he has steps to meet that plan and goals, and he does every step along the way to get his goal accomplished.
He can accomplish more in a day than anybody I've ever seen. He answers emails, he answers phone calls. His response and his communication with principals and teachers is amazing.
The thing that I've always admired in Dr. Derry is he's always fully present. He's always listening. You always know that he's hearing you, and that he respects all employees.
I've never thought of myself as that. I do have trouble sitting still, and I absolutely am always looking to improve and do better and do more, which, yes, does put me on the run a good bit, but I wouldn't have it any other way.
No school year can get started without our annual Kickoff Institute. All 1,300 plus employees once again converged on Paul W. Bryan High School for this annual event. Take a look at some highlights from this inspiring and motivational program.
I said it's great to be from TCS. I said it's great.
You truly are the artist of human potential. You have your paintbrush every day, and there's a canvas called a child. And what you put on it is going to determine what that final picture looks like.
Today in Tuscaloosa, there are young people who, whether by no choice of their own, face an uphill, steep climb to a bright tomorrow. You may be their only hope.
It's my honor and privilege to welcome to the stage, y'all help me welcome in the 13th Superintendent of the Tuscaloosa City School, Michael J. Aaron.
I stand here today so proud to be the superintendent for the Tuscaloosa City Schools. As I scan this room of incredible educators, I am moved by the optimism of what we are about to do as a unified group. Our goal is to make excellence the norm for all of our schools and all of our students. The answer to our bright future and progress is right here in this room this morning.
Dr. Mike Derry commended the hardworking employees of the Tuscaloosa City Schools and said they are the people that will make it possible for all students to be successful.
So our teachers, the employees you met here today, they deserve a pep rally every day. So yes, today was neat in the sense that it was a welcome back and a pep rally, but they truly deserve that every day. The work they do is amazing. That doesn't mean we don't have challenges, but they are the group to do it. We have the right people here. So for me to be here today with them in our welcome back, our pep rally, absolutely terrific. It is time for us to make a dramatic improvement in the outcomes for our students. We have a great school system. We have, as you see here today, we have 1,300 plus incredible employees. We have all the right resources, we have all the right people, but it's time for us to move that needle of student success. That's our challenge.
We caught up with a few new teachers at their orientation, and a few of them told us what their goals were for themselves and their students for this school year. New Tuscaloosa City Schools teachers discussed their goals for the upcoming school year.
Well, some of my goals for my students and myself, one is to establish a culture for the classroom, and just to make sure that the students have a wide variety of resources, and two is just to give them many resources to connect with the community around them.
Well, I'm excited. I'll be doing self-contained this year, so I will have my own classroom, and for my special ed kids, I just want them to feel some kind of success, whether academically, socially, but just leave with a smile on their face every day.
Well, not only do I want my students to, achieve in their academic curriculum, I want them to develop a true love for my subject matter like I have. I think that there's a great deal that students can learn beyond just those standards, that they can actually learn to love learning.
Well, I'm a hands-on teacher. I'm looking forward to the opportunity to mold lives. I want to be able to not only be teaching, but I want to make sure my kids are learning.
My goals are really doing well, practicing the standards, gaining more insight on what the standards hold for us, also creating relationships between the students and the teachers. I think that's a very important role with teaching.
My goals are that we leave better than we came in, that we have achieved greater knowledge in all subject areas, and that we have grown as a unit, and that when they're in my classroom, they're good friends, and when they leave, they remain good friends.
Well, stay tuned, because when we come back, we'll show you what else happened this summer in TCS. It's next on Inside Tuscaloosa City Schools.
Keep up with the latest Tuscaloosa City Schools news. Check out exciting photos and informative videos by liking the Tuscaloosa City Schools on Facebook. Log on to facebook.com/TCS Board of Ed for the latest in City Schools news.
Teachers across Tuscaloosa are preparing the next generation of leaders, and their efforts are made easier with your support. From the classroom to the community to the playing field, see how City School students are making an impact. Watch Inside Tuscaloosa City Schools Monday through Wednesday at 4:30 p.m. and Thursday and Friday at 6:30 p.m. on Comcast Channel 20 and UVerse Channel 99.
For up-to-the-minute notices on important Tuscaloosa City Schools happenings, follow us on Twitter at TCS Board of Ed.
Welcome back. Well, there's a dramatic achievement gap in the Tuscaloosa City Schools, and that's why some TCS administrators recently went through a poverty simulation to get a feel for what some of our families go through on a daily basis.
Meet Harry Hanlow, Helen Harper, and their one-year-old son Harvey. Things are tough for the family as they're struggling just to have enough to eat.
I was a 19-year-old single mother that had a 1-year-old child.
Arcadia Elementary School Principal Amy Elam was one of around 50 TCS administrators taking part in this poverty simulation.
And I did not have a GED, nor did I have any income at all. And I had my boyfriend living with me.
My name was Harry. I was a 25-year-old dropout of high school, but I did have a GED, and I realized immediately that it was a struggle.
Harry is off to work. He wants to make a good impression, possibly be in line for more hours or a different task that pays more.
But then the next week there was a job that was available that basically doubled the salary, so that helped a lot to be able to meet those basic needs. And then we were able to start thinking outside the box and look at housing and other opportunities for our family.
Helen and Harvey are at a grocery store trying to figure out a way to pay for their weekly $150 grocery bill. Then it's off to the pawn shop to try to scrape together enough money for food. Helen turns down the $15 offer for her ring. A trip to a Payday Express for quick cash allows the family to pay for some necessities. But then comes the bad news.
I was summoned to the social services office in order for me to keep my food service stamps. I was having to go try to find a vocational, get into college, or to find work. But I was unable to put my 1-year-old anywhere because I didn't have the money to afford childcare.
What comes next for Helen and Harvey is the frustration of filling out forms and waiting in long lines while being given unclear instructions and trying to speak with the right person about the situation.
Throughout that process, we found out that we were eligible for a home, but because we didn't make it the first or second week of the month, we had to go back, and we were not able to receive that during that month. And so I had to rely on solely my boyfriend's money to give me so that he could buy groceries, and to finally we were able to save up enough money so that we could rent a home.
I think that's what it is. You have to have the resources. There's a certain amount that you have to account for, and we were talking about that in our discussions as a family. You have to account for the fact that you're going to have basic necessities every month. When you get that house or whatever it is, then there's utilities associated with it. There's a cost for food, there's a cost for health care, and you have to account for all of that.
Administrators participating in this simulation say it is eye-opening.
Just in the short amount of time, just having to sit and wait and knowing that how the hours that truly people have to sit and wait for that, and just truly living paycheck to paycheck and not knowing if you're going to be able to eat or have the necessities that you may need, and wondering if you're going to have to go back to a homeless shelter, and then doing that as a 19-year-old with a 1-year-old in tow at all times because you don't have money to put them with anyone else.
It was a concerted effort by everyone to get everything accomplished. I felt like initially, on the salary that they had given us, it wasn't realistic. We were not being able to pay, the basic necessities or take care of those basic necessities. We couldn't afford food, we couldn't do utilities, we were living in a homeless shelter and we had to try to work our way out of that. I felt like, it was a struggle and it was very frustrating in the fact that there wasn't anything that you could do based on the limited resources.
The struggles they had to go through, being turned down for certain services, looking for a place to stay, and so it would take someone in that situation having that extra oomph to try to make it happen.
The point of the simulation is to show administrators some of the challenges that families live through.
And say, wow, what an exercise. I think it really opens the eyes of every administrator in this that participated in this exercise to kind of look at or kind of look a little deeper in some of the issues that we experience at some of our schools.
I think it's going to help me to better understand, some of the students that we have and where they come from, and then just help me to be, more helping, more concerned about their needs.
There are certain things that I think that as instructional leaders that we need to take account for and make sure that we're truly finding out the root of the problem before we're just lashing out, and we need to really truly know and understand. But I think that comes from building the relationships with our families as well as our students.
Well, this fall, Central High School will be the place for students to continue the middle years of the International Baccalaureate program, as 9th and 10th graders will have the opportunity to continue that course of study. This summer, the school hosted an IB Bootcamp.
New teacher Kyle Cannon came to Tuscaloosa to teach IB English. He says this boot camp is an introduction to the program or a refresher for some.
The expectations for the class is laid out, so I teach English, so we go over what novels we might be reading during the year. The expectations, what is IB, the word international is discussed at length, especially in one of those days.
I am in IB boot camp because number one, I want to meet the new people going into IB that I'm going to be in the class with, and number two, I wanted to meet everyone, meet all my teachers, get my experience, leave a good impression on them, so when I get in their class, they'll be familiar with me and they know what I'm capable of.
Students say the rigor of the program is what attracted them to it.
I wasn't being as challenged as I needed to be and as I felt like I needed to be, and I felt like IB was where I needed to be.
It's hard, but you have to focus.
Because I feel like it really challenged me to do my very best, and I can push myself to the limit and not kind of be held back.
I always was encouraged to think deeper, things like that, so I feel like being with kids that also think deeper, it's just being in a good environment, things like that.
It makes me want to work harder. It makes me motivated to do what I came here to do, and that's learn.
Students in this program have the motivation to strive for something great after they finish high school.
We can receive college credits while we're in high school, and that will help us with our college degree. I really take advantage of all of that, so I use everything we have over here.
I want to go to college for free. I want them to pay for my PhD, things like that. And I feel like IB, watching other kids get scholarships and things like that, IB is where it happens.
I want to be successful in life, so I believe that I need to challenge myself in order to get there.
I really want to do something with my life. I want to be very successful in my life, so I always want to push myself to make good grades.
I would like to be successful in life. I don't want to be a statistic. I don't want to be stereotyped.
And also during the summer, the Tuscaloosa Career and Technology Academy hosted the inaugural Techsploration Technology and Career Camp. Students were able to learn team building, go on a television adventure, become familiar with coding, and find out ways to live a healthy lifestyle, plus many more subjects. Check out highlights from this year's camp. Professional development is a key for TCS employees to be the best that they can be. And this summer, there was no shortage of those opportunities.
New teachers gathered for new teacher orientation, where they went through 3 days of comp training.
Because this has been really worthwhile. I've learned quite a bit. The facilitators were excellent. We had a lot of interactive exchanges and met a lot of new teachers, made some connections with a lot of our beginning teachers that are just beginning their profession. So I felt like not only did I learn a lot, but I contributed in the discussions and in some of the role playing.
I've learned an awful lot about classroom organization and in particular strategic teaching strategies that I can employ in my classroom to try to make my subject even more engaging than history already is.
It taught us a lot of strategies and activities to do for the first week of school. Also taught teaching and practicing rules and procedures for going through, which is something I didn't always think about, but it teaches you how to teach your students your rules and practice those rules with your students so that they can be prepared with what to do when those situations arise.
We also spoke to some of those new teachers who told us why they chose to work in the Tuscaloosa City Schools.
I really enjoyed the culture, just speaking with different people from HR. I had different experiences in my internship through the University of Alabama, just being in the Tuscaloosa City Schools, and I had a chance to talk to different principals and different teachers, and even some of the students, and I just loved the culture that I saw here.
Just very impressed with the new vision. I feel like with the changes that are coming, and I just felt like the vision is going to have this district moving forward. So that was just kind of encouraging to me.
I came here for college and I just fell in love with the city itself. I feel like it's my home and I feel connected here to this city, and I have worked in some of the schools in the Tuscaloosa City school system and I enjoyed those times, and I just felt as if I was wanted and valued within the system.
Students at area elementary schools are now discovering that they have fun, exciting, and innovative places to play.
Students at area elementary schools will have fun, exciting, and innovative places to play at their schools this fall. New playgrounds were installed at all Tuscaloosa City elementary schools this summer. The upgrades are part of the construction, renovation, and capital improvements taking place as part of the TCS strategic plan. Compton Playground Solutions is the manufacturer of the outdoor recreational equipment going in at TCS neighborhood elementary schools this summer. Lucy Beaver, company spokesman of Compton, says these school playground projects really exemplify the knowledge from the Tuscaloosa City schools that providing kids with lots of play value opportunities like spinning, climbing, sliding, balancing, and gathering make for a better school day.
Teachers across Tuscaloosa are preparing the next generation of leaders, and their efforts are made easier with your support. From the classroom to the community to the playing field, see how city school students are making an impact. Watch Inside Tuscaloosa City Schools Monday through Wednesday at 4:30 p.m. and Thursday and Friday at 6:30 p.m. on Comcast Channel 20 and UVerse Channel 99.
Welcome back. Well, the Tuscaloosa City Schools hosted the inaugural Athletic Summit, where athletes from every team sport from Northridge, Central, and Paul W. Bryan High Schools were in attendance.
Teamwork was a key message at the event, which was used to introduce the sports and character curriculum Elevate to student athletes. As a former football player at the University of Alabama, Birmingham, Tuscaloosa Mayor Walt Maddox said his coaches asked a pivotal question one day: how can we win if we don't play as a team? Success for a student athlete means being in the glaring spotlight on and off the field or court. Dana Duckworth, gymnastics coach at the University of Alabama, told students that life is a full-time interview. Duckworth's team recently posted the highest cumulative GPA among all SEC gymnastics teams. UA athletic chaplain Scotty Hollins told students that they had the most to gain or lose over their own successes and failures. He encouraged coaches and parents to push students in the right direction.
TCS Superintendent Dr. Mike Daria wrapped up the program as he told students that they are role models. We'll check out sports highlights from the 2015-2016 school year. Well, that's all for this week's show. Be sure to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and visit www.tuscaloosacitysschools.com to keep up with the latest TCS news and information. As an important TCS stakeholder, your feedback is important to us. To share your questions, comments, or concerns, please visit the Let's Talk portal at our website. It's at www.tuscaloosacitysschools.com/Let's Talk. Well, thanks for watching this show and supporting local education. We'll see you next time.